Hello, everybody, and welcome to your Formula One Spanish Grand Prix Barcelona review. At the start race, the two Mercedes were 1 and 2 on the grid, with an all Red Bull second row and an all Ferrari third row. So the race started, Hamilton got off the line quite well, so did Rosberg, and down in turn one, Rosberg passed Lewis Hamilton. Great move, There's quite a bit of overtaking going on then. All of a sudden, the camera picked up on board the two Mercedes, and it looked like Nico Rosberg's energy recovery system battery ran out. So that's why Hamilton gained so much momentum. And Rosberg forced Hamilton wide, so Hamilton decided to go wide to try and take a avoiding action, but then he lost control and went into his teammate, Nico Rosberg. What drama at the start of the Spanish Grand Prix. The two Silver Arrows Mercedes take each other out in turn 4 or 3. And I was like, actually, I was in Manchester, meant to be watching the football, but obviously it got abandoned. So I was eating my fish and chips in Manchester, Harry Ransom's, and I was following the F1 Channel 4 on Twitter, and it said, contact both Mercedes out. I was like, no way! What a time to miss an F1 race live, man. So both drivers kept their helmets on when they got back to the motorhome, in no mood to talk to the press whatsoever. And Niki Lauda and Toto Wolff went up to speak to both of them in the motorhome. Now, Niki Lauda blames Lewis Hamilton for being too aggressive. I like Niki Lauda, but I completely, well and truly disagree. Rosberg, after watching it a few times, Rosberg is definitely to blame for the incident. 100% Rosberg's fault. So when they took each other out, it was a Red Bull 1, 2, and 3, because Ricciardo was leading, Verstappen second, and Carlos Sainz Jr. in the Toro Rosso was third. So the race restarted, Red Bull's leading the way, and Kimi Raikkonen took time, but he finally got past the Toro Rosso, and he went up into third. Red Bull made their first pit stops, still Ricciardo leading from Max Verstappen. Fernando Alonso's Honda power unit cut out. He lost power, so he retired from the race. So did Romain Grosjean as well. Jenson Button, though, finished in the points for McLaren Honda. So they're definitely making progress, because they made the top 10 for the first time in the Honda era. They made Q3 for the first time since 2014, which that's impressive. The last time they did that, they still had Mercedes engines. But, this was such an amazing Grand Prix. The second round pit stops came, and Red Bull used different strategies. Daniel Ricciardo was on one strategy and Max Verstappen the other. And Max Verstappen, second half of the race, was leading in front of Kimi Raikkonen. And then it was Vettel leading from Ricciardo. But Max Verstappen, at 18 years old, he is the youngest ever F1 driver to lead a lap. That is amazing. On his Red Bull debut, Max Verstappen then continued his momentum, and Kimi Raikkonen was right on Verstappen's backside, but Max Verstappen handled the most intense pressure, and he stayed in front and won the Barcelona Grand Prix at the age of just 18 years old, and he won on his Red Bull debut. Unbelievable. He probably still would have finished third if the two Mercedes were in the race, but, the two Mercedes took each other out, so Max Verstappen took advantage of that, and Red Bull win their first Grand Prix since Belgium 2014. Yes, they've ended their winning droughts because last season they had their first winless season since 2008. 2014, Ferrari winless season. 2015, bounce back and win a race. Now, Red Bull have done the same after a winless season. So, congratulations to them. And Max Verstappen winning at 18 years old is the most incredible story. I thought Leicester City winning the Premier League was the greatest sporting achievement of the year. But now that has got to go to Max Verstappen on his Red Bull debut at the age of just 18 years old, winning the Grand Prix. It's just the most incredible, amazing story ever in F1 that Max Verstappen has won a Grand Prix on his Red Bull debut. So 25 points for Max Verstappen. Daniel Ricciardo so close to podium, but unfortunately had a puncture. So it's Raikkonen on the podium with Sebastian Vettel. Once again, Vettel getting very frustrated on the team radio. So he said, what are we doing here? Because he thought Ricciardo forced him wide, but I don't know what to really make out of that incident, but so unlucky for Daniel Ricciardo. He had that puncture. So I mean, that was just an epic race. You know, I watched it on Sunday evening, you know, when I got back from Manchester, and that was the most incredible race. Ben Edwards and David Coulthard on Channel 4's coverage, great commentary at the start when the two Mercedes took each other out. I love what Channel 4 do with their coverage because if you watch the video again online with them taking each other out, in the end it says hashtag naughty boys. I love Channel 4's coverage, them doing all these hashtags. Not everyone is a fan of it, but I most certainly love it. So next race is Monaco. Can Lewis Hamilton get his season underway in Monaco? You know, he's just had so much bad luck recently, but no further action was taken between Hamilton and Rosberg. So it looks like they're dealing with it as a racing incident. But that was an action Grand Prix. I'm going to give that, it's got to be a 10 out of 10. It has to be. It had everything, that Grand Prix. Let me know who your driver of the day was, and who do you think's at fault for the Mercedes crash? To me, I'm blaming it on Rosberg. Okay, bye-bye. Join me for Monaco.